tonight what would really help the Lions is if they're off, and I'm not a big time on the clock type of guy.
Yeah.
All right?
TOP.
All I care about with time of possession is what you do with it when you have it.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning won a game, I believe, when he was in Indy. 15 minutes, that's all they had the ball. But you know what? They scored almost every time.
I told you about the AFC Championship. When he went down the field right before the half, 32 seconds it took him to go 87 yards, score a touchdown.
Yeah. So I care about what you do when you have it. However, I can make exceptions once in a while. If I'm keeping Lamar Jackson off the field, thanks to my offense, you want some incentives? I'll give you all the parking spaces you want in the front. If that's what you're going to do, offensive line, go right ahead.
Yeah, 100%. The time of possession can be key. The other thing for that, though, is Lamar scores quick. They still have the ability to score fast. But in the time of possession battle, if you maintain the ball, if you keep the ball, what happens is you never allow that offense to get in rhythm. Now, if that's something that you do, that'll help you tremendously. You're keeping them out of rhythm. Because no matter how good you are, you still have to have a little bit of rhythm. You still have to have a little bit of, all right, here we go. We got something going. We're getting into a little bit of who we are. If you can't get that, if you can't get out of the blocks, you know what I'm saying, to go back to the track, you're in trouble. Lions couldn't get out of the blocks in Green Bay. Like, that game got out of hand because they couldn't get out of the blocks. Now, I'm not saying the Lions go there and do that, but if you force them to trip, if you force them to have to reassess and figure some things out, you get out the blocks on them, coaches at every level, that butt gets tight.
Help me with this. We know Baltimore plays fast. You just said it. They can score fast. I think really good teams in the National Football League can. I do. I mean, Buffalo's can score fast. Philly can score fast. The Rams can score fast. Detroit can score fast. I mean, that's their offense. Should Detroit want to get in, lack of a better phrase and an old cliche, a track meet with Baltimore?
Why not? Why not?
I would argue Detroit has more offensive weapons than Baltimore does.
I would argue,
doesn't mean they're better. I just think they have more.
I would agree, but I would say, but how good Lamar and Henry are, it evens out.
Okay.
Because I agree with you. Wide receiver core is not even close.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even close.
Although Zay Flowers having a good year.
True, but he's still not better than Amon-Ra or Jameson, in my opinion.
Right.
And this is your number one. Also, tight end.
Gets me fired up.
Mark Andrews, he's on a bit of this, although we'll see what happens this week. Sam Laporta, they're even right now. So I agree with you right now, but Lamar and Derrick Henry is, closing in. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I also think
an absolute monster.
I also think the red zone's a massive factor in this game too, because I still think Lamar and them are going to get their yards.
Yeah.
But if we can just force them to field goals, again, if you go 80 yards, you kick a field goal,
The
I'm
Aaron
fine
Glenn
with
special.
that.
I don't care what you do
But-
between the 20s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if we just force them to field goals, I'm fine with that, and I can absolutely live with that, and that gives the Lions a better chance to win this game, as long as the Lions finish in the red zone. Vice versa.
But I like a little bit of what Shep was getting at as it related to the pace of play.
Tempo.
Because sometimes when those Lions and that offense is humming, Jared Goff and those guys just look different. And Brady, your point, when they couldn't get off the blocks in Green Bay, and Green Bay talked about this too. We recognize that if we can start fast in the beginning of the game, if we can start fast at the beginning of the half, we noticed we could put teams basically in a vice grip, and they just almost give up. And it just seemed like what they did to the Lions in that game, they still fought to a degree, but it just didn't look the same. The run game didn't look the same. The play action didn't look the same. And that's where I do wonder with a team like the Ravens, I do want to see the Lions go out there and focus on a good fast start rather than even trying to control the time of possession early at the very least.
If I'm the Lions, I'm taking the ball and the first play of the game, I'm throwing the ball to number one. It just is what it is. And that's not a receiver deal. That's the truth. Show them that you're not scared to drop back, play one on the road, and throw the ball down the field to one of the fast receivers in the NFL. And right now he's looking faster than Tyreek Hill, so maybe the fastest wide receiver in the league. Throw the ball to him. If it doesn't happen, so what? Let them know you're willing to. This is
Like
we're here
they did
for.
versus the
So
Bears.
now
You think messages like that are sent on a regular basis and oftentimes hit home? Do they?
100%, especially if the pass is caught. Like, Jameson doesn't have to be the one to catch the pass. You can do something on the underneath. You can have a little fail-safe, if you will. You can
I see.
You can have Sam
You're saying
Laporta.
have him run the route. I got
have
you.
him run the
Okay.
route, and if it's a shot, you let it go.
Okay.
Like, you don't think about it. If you see one-on-one, if you see safety off, if you say, you know what, make the decision, and throw it. Just like Javi makes the decision, he's going to swing at pitches before he gets out there. Make that decision. I'm going deep. J-Mo, I'm throwing it where you
Always
and
the Javi.
only you,
Yeah.
because that's my guy. And I'm the only one who can pick fun on him.
And Bray, they've had that in their play packages.
But
They did
now
this
let
against
it
the
go.
Bears last year.
But now this is what this moment is for.
Yeah.
You let that thing go. Like, can you imagine what it looks like? He doesn't even have to score on that 50-yard catch. Now you're on the 22-yard line. You know what I'm saying? Now you're feeling good. So you got to do something to get them off their square. It is what it is. They are the favorite. They are the better team. I'm just looking at the stats of this year and the last couple years. They're the better team. They're the ones that you're hunting. All right, let them know you in the hunt.
Yeah,
Don't go out there and run the ball 3 times in a row.
Do you get the sense that and I hate the word disrespect when it comes to this stuff, but do you think that so many people, it's almost like a foregone conclusion tonight that Baltimore takes care of their business and there you go?
Yes, and it would be a fair conclusion. Like, I don't believe that is necessarily going to be the outcome. We'll get there later, but I think it'd be fair. Like, the record that we talked about, 24-2, the record of what the Baltimore Ravens have shown so far this season, what they showed last season, the team that they have, the pieces that they add. Yeah. Like, I would think it would be fair to assume that the Lions were going to lose this game. That's a fair assumption. Do I feel that way? Once again, you'll find out later. But it's fair.
Yeah.
What happened the last couple times they played? What happens when he plays the NFC teams?
Yeah, the record is unbelievable at 24-2. It might be slightly converted a little bit just because of who they played. It's not like they're playing the best of the best all the time, but I don't want to take anything away from them. The thing that Detroit can expose maybe a little bit, Kyle Van Noy is out
I was just about
for their
to bring those guys
defense.
up.
Madubuike is out as well in the middle or on one defensive end. So those are 2 pass rushing guys who should help them, and I think they're already a little susceptible to the middle of the field with a little lack of experience. I would think Detroit will try to take advantage of that. Do you think that John Morton and Dan Campbell come out and try to send a message in the sense of, like you suggested, going deep, or we're here to be physical with you because this is who we are, we're going to punch you in the mouth?
I think a little bit of both, and also we're not that team from week 1. Like, don't have watch week 1 and think that's who the Detroit Lions are, and then we play, the sorry bleep Chicago Bears. Yeah, no. That's just not who we are.
Hey man, they just got their first win, Braylon. You can't say that.
I said they were going to win that. I said they were going to win that game too, by the way. You know who I do not like in this league.
Yeah.
But yeah, you establish that physical presence. Let them know that they're going to be in a fight. Like, the best thing that you can do when you're going on the road with a team that believes they're better than you is hit them in the mouth. You hit them in the mouth, let them know that you're here, and then hit them with some stuff. They are susceptible. Because if the Cleveland Browns had anything on offense when they played against the Ravens, the Browns would have beat them.
Yeah.
Much like they did the
Packers yesterday.
And they still didn't really have offense. They just ran the ball early on in the game.
And they forced a big pick late.
100%.
What Jordan Love is thinking is beyond me.
Special teams, you never think about it until it bites you in the butt.
Yeah.
You never do. Iowa, my junior year, best team we ever had when I was in Michigan was my junior year. Chris Perry, third in the Heisman. Like, that team was stacked. Offensive line, young Lamar Woodley. Like, that team was stacked. We go into Iowa. The week of practice, we're putting in this rugby rollout. I don't know why the hell we put in this rugby rollout. It never worked in practice. It got blocked each day. Lloyd, he looked miserable the whole time. Jim Bacher was putting this thing in. I thought it was not in there on game day. I thought Lloyd had a conversation. But no, he didn't. He rolled out twice, got 2 punts blocked. One went back to the crib for a touchdown. They returned a punt to the 3-yard line in that game. We put up 20.
Was that Tim Dwight? Was Tim Dwight?
No, I ain't that old.
Okay.
I'm not that old. But we should have beat this team. We were much better. Special teams crushed us that day. Absolutely crushed. But anyway.
And special teams yesterday, to your point.
Back-to-back field goals blocked. Like, the Packers should have won that game.
Right.
As bad as Jordan Love was, as bad as the offense looked, their defense did enough, and they were a better team. Field goal blocked.
Tampa had one blocked. Rams had one blocked. It's incredible.
All within like 10 minutes.
What's that?
All within like 10 minutes of each other.
Hell, Cleveland won 13-10. Cleveland's 13 points came in the last 3 minutes and 38
seconds. Yeah, they were up 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Packers were up 10 with 4 minutes left.
Yeah. Love threw a pick. everything.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's absolutely nuts. But that's what we love about sports. That's what we love about the NFL. And it's like you and I talk on a regular basis. Look at the road teams that are winning. Look at who's being upset and who's surprised. I mean, I had a buddy yesterday. He's like, there's no way the Packers lose to the Browns. I said, Cleveland's got a pretty damn good defense, man. No way. They're going to. Hey, man, they lost 13-10. Who would have thought Carolina would put up a goose egg on Atlanta? Michael Penix gets, benched with 2 picks. Looks awful. C.J. Stroud has looked awful. Daniel Jones has looked great. Tell me what kind of world we'd be living in if I mentioned that sentence just last year or even earlier this year before the season began.
I wish the Lions would have played yesterday. I feel like yesterday was the day. Yesterday,
where the upsets were happening.
Yesterday was the day to catch people slipping. I feel like now John Harbaugh and the Ravens like, nah. Let's make sure we go over all the details again, like the Dirty Dozen. Yeah. What's your mission? What's your plan? What's your assignment? What's going on? You know he's gonna be in that field goal protection.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He'll be in that meeting extra this morning. Hey, make sure you do not let them in.